What's going on, everybody? I'm Jamal Bandy, the one who seeks to distribute the truth that the doctor prescribes to the church and the world today. Back again with another video dealing with the COVID vaccine for COVID-19. Yeah. So there apparently, guys, are judges, or at least one judge, who is using as a condition for probation the vaccine. So nobody finds that weird. Nobody finds that questionable. Well, I'm pretty sure there are some people who find it questionable, but it's very, very weird. I've never seen this done before. Never heard this done before. I have never heard as a condition of probation that you got to get the flu vaccine. Never heard that. And the flu kills more people. But for COVID-19, most definitely. So let's check this out. This is out in Ohio. I'm going to pull up this article for you guys. It says Franklin County judge adds COVID-19 vaccination as terms of probation. Y'all thought I was playing, didn't you? No, I wasn't playing. I would read this line, but it's going to come up again in the article. So let's just go on. And this was June 25th. All right, so this is fairly recent. So in Columbus, Ohio, a Franklin County judge recently began including vaccination against COVID-19 as a condition of defendant's terms of probation. Common Pleas Judge Richard Fry said Thursday he added the vaccine as a condition on 3 cases this week of the roughly 20 sentences he imposed. So only 3. I mean, he had 20 and he only did 3. All right. You know what I'm saying? Let's be all right? He said he discussed the matter in open court with the defendants, and they attributed their unvaccinated status to procrastination. None raised any philosophical, medical, or religious objection. So these defendants pretty much told the judge, hey, judge, yeah, I want to get the vaccine, bro, but you know what I'm saying? I just ain't got the time. Or I would get the vaccine, but you know what I'm saying? I've just been putting it off. Guys, the vaccine has been available for a long period of time. So pretty much anybody who hasn't gotten the vaccine by now either isn't convinced that they want to get it or they don't want to get it. And so these people could have been on the fence. They ain't convinced that they should, ain't been in a hurry to get it done. But if they wanted to get it, they could have got it. It's been free. It doesn't cost. So, but to the judge, they didn't say they had a philosophical issue with it or medical problem about it or religious objection. It goes on to say, it occurred to me that at least some of these folks need to be encouraged not to procrastinate. Fry said in an interview, I think it's a reasonable condition when we're telling people to get employed and be out in the community. So I'm not sure about Ohio. You guys who live in Ohio, if you watch this video, let me know if you can't get employed if you don't have the COVID vaccine. Let me know. Here in Georgia, that isn't an issue yet. I haven't heard anybody say here in Georgia that you can't work here if you haven't been vaccinated. I work for the state of Georgia. And I know they was pushing every week for people to get the vaccines, pushing. But they didn't make it a condition of employment. Now, for the flu vaccine, if we don't take the flu shot, then, we had to wear a mask. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the condition of not taking a flu shot. You had to wear a mask. At one point when I worked there, they basically like, if you don't get the flu shot, you could lose your job or can't come to work, use your leave, like those kind of things, but here lately, it's just been like you have to wear a mask. And so I'm trying to wonder who's saying that you can't work unless you get the vaccine. Let me know, those of you who live in Ohio. I'm interested to know that. Or be out in the community. How can you not be out in the community without the vaccine? I know in Walmart here in Georgia, or at least in the city I live in, if you haven't had the vaccine, they want you to wear a mask. But yet there's no one at the door who's able to have some kind of scanner to let them know that you actually have had the shot. So if you walk in Walmart without a mask, you just walk in Walmart without a mask. You assume all the risks. All right. That's that's what it is. But nobody's forcing you. But he says it's reasonable. It's a reasonable condition. But what he don't realize is that now what would have been a choice for those individuals is now forcing them to get it done because they told you they procrastinated versus them having some real reason not to take it, right? But it's a choice. It's a choice, but you took away the choice by making it a condition of probation. Because what happens when a person violates their probation. They can either face jail time or a fine. So he has to get the shot now. And so he declined. I'm going to read the article. He declined to speculate what would happen if a defendant raised a medical, religious, or philosophical exemption to vaccination, but said this is a different situation entirely than people who have simply put the matter off. So if you raise some kind of objection, he probably wouldn't make it a condition, but people are just putting it off. So that's if you ain't got no real reason to put it off. Get it done. Stop procrastinating. So they give an example. A man named Cameron Stringer entered a guilty plea for one charge of improperly handling firearms in a motor vehicle, for which he was sentenced to 2 years of probation, community control, as it's known in Ohio. Stringer must submit to random drug screening. So this is the conditions of his probation. Avoid further legal trouble. Return a firearm in question to its rightful owner. So before we even read the rest of that line. So any normal case, that will be it. That will be all of that he would make sure he needs to do on his probation. Because if he gets in trouble, he violates his probation. If he doesn't submit to random drug screenings, then he violates his probation. If he doesn't return the firearm in question to his rightful owner, he violates his probation. But guess what else? He must obtain a COVID-19 vaccine within 30 days and provide proof to the probation department. 30 days. You got 2 years probation. And in those 2 years of probation, you got to make sure you don't get in trouble for 2 years. 2 years, don't get in no legal trouble. Return that firearm to its rightful owner and submit to random drug screenings for the next 2 years. But you got 30 days. You got a month to make sure you get this shot. Because in those 30 days, if you don't get that shot, guess what happens? You violate your probation. And if you violate your probation, what happens is you either facing jail time or a hefty fine. Either way, you have to get this done. And they want it done quick as possible. Remember what he said. He's trying to get rid of this procrastination. Saying get it done. Get it done. Don't wait. Don't wait no longer. Get it done now. You got 30 days to get it done. That's crazy, guys. So now you're forcing them to get the shot. I get it, telling them that they got to submit to random drug screens. I get it. He committed a crime. Avoid further legal trouble. Yeah, he committed a crime. Return the firearm in question. Of course. The crime was committed with that firearm that doesn't obviously belong to him. But forcing him to get a shot and forcing him to get an injection? That's crazy. He did those for 3 cases. There's 3 people at least who have been forced to get this shot, who otherwise wouldn't have gotten it. That's wild. And he says, it's unclear how widespread this judicial practice is. Fry said he didn't know if any other judges were doing anything similar. A spokesman for the Supreme Court, which oversees lower courts, said he didn't know of any judges doing anything similar. However, he sent a link to a media report about a judge offering to shorten probation stretches for those who obtain a vaccine. Now, this is crazy. So now there are judges who are offering to shorten probation stretches for those who obtain a vaccine. So where it would have been for the sake of conversation, would have been 2 years probation. Hey, we'll knock off a year for you. We'll knock off a year of that probation. Get the vaccine, cuz. Get the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? We'll knock some of that off for you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, yo, if I can get out of some trouble, If I can make this a little lighter on myself, if just to get the shot, shoot, who give me that shot, sign me up. Who does that appeal to, guys? Other than criminals, who does it appeal to? It's going to appeal to more of those who are in the poor communities. That don't necessarily mean black people, because there are white people who are poor too. It's going to appeal to people who are poor. You know what I'm saying? Who can't afford that length of time, who can't afford those extended length of times without, you know, having this stuff on their record and being under probation and all this stuff like that. They need to hurry up. You know, they need that stuff done out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That's who they're forcing it on, man. And then see, even for the judge offering to shorten probation stretches, he's not forcing them to get it. He's giving them like the Godfather. You know what I'm saying? I'm making them an offer they can't refuse. You can't refuse this offer. Like, why would you want to have 2 years probation when you can get a year knocked off? And I'm speculating, guys. I don't know how much they knock off for that kind of stuff, but it's crazy. It's affecting our justice system now. Oh, I don't know. Like this, guys, slippery slopes lead to a cliff. You know what I'm saying? How deep would that go? You know? And I don't even know which crimes were committed for them to shorten those probation stretches. You know, that's crazy. Gary Daniels, I'm going to continue reading. Gary Daniels, a lobbyist with the ACLU, expressed concern about this practice Thursday, comparing it to Ohio judges who have ordered defendants convicted of crimes not to procreate. I had no idea that people were doing that. I didn't know. It's crazy things you don't know what's going on unless you read on the internet. You know, this is like it's reported. You know, I had no idea people who convicted of crimes, they are told not to procreate. Don't make no more babies. Wow. And I don't know the extent of that. I don't know if they said for a certain amount of time. Maybe there was a sex offender or they were rapists. Like, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of that. But the fact that you tell them that you can't procreate, crazy. Ordered not to procreate and have babies. And, you know, I don't know if it, and I'm not going to say too much on that because I don't know if it was out of wedlock, you know, or somehow even if you were married, like just period, like you can't have babies. I don't know. So I'm not going to say much on that. But that's crazy. I didn't know that was something that was ordered to defendants convicted of crimes. And you got a link here. So obviously there's some kind of link I can go to that can do that would tell me more about that. Won't go into it here. But he goes on to say it doesn't have any real relationship to community control, Daniel said to Fry's practice in a brief interview. At a minimum, it appears to be problematic. And I think it will be problematic. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't help. It doesn't help for probation. They call it community control. It really doesn't help them stay out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's just something that's added in here for propaganda purposes. It's not helping them stay out of trouble. Getting a COVID shot is not going to make them better citizens. But staying out of trouble will, for that period of time, not getting more legal trouble, that will help, right? You know, so submitting to random drug screens, that will help them in the community that they live in. That will help them. Returning the firearm that doesn't belong to them, yeah, that helps a lot of people because why would he need to have it on him? But getting a COVID shot does not help him. You know what I'm saying? It would not help him in his not committing crimes in the community. So anyway, at a minimum, it appears to be problematic. Fry's practice comes in a period of stagnation in a vaccination campaign against a disease that has killed more than 600,000 Americans. So there's a stagnation. People aren't getting the vaccine as much as they thought people should. You know, and it's killed more than 600,000 Americans. And I love how they just put this number up as if it's supposed to cause us some kind of shock. And it's not when you look at the numbers that the flu has killed. And it's not, you know, especially look at how many people that it didn't kill. It's not, you know, it's not as drastic. It's not as drastic. But anyway, despite a skyscraping death and morbidity toll, and they got a morbidity toll. I said it wrong. Despite a skyscraping death and morbidity toll, which they love how they put these words in here, skyscraping. Oh, so dramatic. 5 $1 million lottery drawings for people who get vaccinated. What? You got $5 million over a course of however long to give people just for getting the vaccine? Who's that? Who is that targeting people? Poor people. Because people who ain't got no money want to find ways to get some money. So, hey, that's one way to get some money. Let me go ahead and get the vaccine. So therefore, it's a possibility that I can get this here money. That's so dumb. If you got $5 million, I could think of 5 million reasons to put that in something better than whether or not somebody get a vaccine. And out of all my years of living, I have never seen the people, and I could be wrong. Those of you who are older than me, I'm 32 years old. I'll be 33 in December. Those of you who are older than me, I have never heard of them offering a lottery for any amount of money, let alone $1 million. I've never heard of them offering a lottery money prize to those who get vaccinated. In more than 6 months of availability, fewer than 48% of Ohioans have started the vaccination process against COVID-19. Wow. I never heard of them doing that. Let me know, guys, if I'm wrong. But they're doing it for this. Why? Why? Why all the incentive? Shouldn't it be enough if I want to preserve my life? If my life is at risk, isn't that enough for me to get the vaccine? Why do you feel like you have to win me over with money payouts or the possibility of getting money payouts? Or win me over by making it a condition of my probation or telling me I can get some of that time shaved off if I get the shot. Like, why? Why would you go through that much trouble? I haven't heard, and just like I haven't heard of judges telling people that they have to be ordered not to procreate, or the fact that they, the order to take the shot for as a condition of their probation. I mean, it's possible maybe that there have been judges to have said that, hey, as a condition of your probation, did you get your flu shot this year? Oh, you didn't? Why not? Oh, you've been procrastinating. Okay. So as a condition of your probation, you got to get that flu shot within 30 days. You got to get that done. You got to get that taken care of. You got to stop procrastinating. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no good reason. Get it done. Get it done in 30 days. I haven't seen it. But for the COVID-19, they are doing the most. And he says, I just wanted them to be safe in the community. Yeah, forcing them to get a shot that they would not have gotten otherwise. It's free. The shot is free. They can get it if they want it. But they're choosing not to get it. Why? I don't understand. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. But this is what's going on. This is the link that people are going to get people to get this shot. Wow, guys. I mean, this should be scary. Like, they're going through all this trouble. The military has to get the flu shot. Have to. But they're not making the military get the COVID shot. Why? They know something we don't know. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Just want to share it with you all. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below about this. If you've heard about this, or if you live in Ohio, if I mean, the world is full of errors, but the only thing the doctor prescribes is truth. Until next time, blessings.